Speaking as a medical advisor for the Galactic Federation, I want to welcome you, citizens of Earth. We've got a really special briefing for you today. We're transmitting classified, high-level intel regarding a massive shift in healing paradigms that's about to hit your planet. We're going way beyond the physical limits you're used to and diving straight into what true ultimate recovery actually looks like. So, let's get right into it. Think about this for a second. All those unexplained aches, those deep, heavy waves of fatigue you feel day in and day out, what if they aren't just random biological failures or just getting older? What if we completely redefined them? Imagine those issues as dissonant memories, literal informational bugs deeply embedded in your soul's network. When you shift your perspective like that, the entire concept of healing moves into a completely new dimension. Here's the roadmap for today's transmission. First, we'll contrast modern Earth medicine with high-dimensional medicine. Then we'll look at our 10-million-year-old light medical standard, followed by the mechanics of sacred geometry and DNA repair. After that, we'll forecast the evolution of medicine from 2035 onward, and finally, we'll give you a practical tool, the Emerald Light Shield. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Shifting from modern medicine to high-dimensional medicine. To really grasp this, we first need to understand the core limitations of how Earth currently approaches health. There's a brilliant, stark contrast here between our approaches. Right now, Earth's medical systems treat the physical shell. You administer drugs to the physical vessel to suppress surface-level symptoms, right? But our galactic standard is completely different. High-dimensional medicine bypasses the physical entirely and accesses the soul's actual information matrix. We don't just manage a symptom, we go in and directly debug the root cause informational errors. So what this means is that a lot of what you experience as chronic suffering, stuff modern medicine just can't seem to crack, is actually distorted data. It's a dissonant memory that desperately needs a reset at the soul level. The information itself is bugged, and so it outputs an error code directly into your physical body. That's the real truth behind the pain.
Moving into Section 2, the 10-million-year light medical standard, let's open up the historical archives and see exactly how this whole approach was built on an ancient blueprint from Arcturus. 10 million years ago, we Arcturians actually evolved out of dense physical bodies entirely and shifted into light bodies. And during that massive evolutionary leap, we meticulously mapped out exactly how distortions in consciousness trickle down and manifest as physical illnesses. By 5 million years ago, we successfully quantified that consciousness distortion, which laid the rock-solid foundation for the frequency therapies using sacred geometry that we use today. 10 million years. Just let that sink in for a moment. We've spent an unimaginable amount of time perfecting this light medical standard. It's not a trial run. It is quite literally the most advanced soul regeneration technology in the entire universe. All right, Section 3, Sacred Geometry and DNA Repair. Let's take a look at the really exciting mechanics of how we use high-dimensional physics to actively heal your soul. We utilize what we call light chambers. Think of these high-dimensional energetic spaces as invisible surgical theaters for your soul. But instead of cold steel scalpels, we're operating with warm, perfectly calibrated sacred geometry and incredibly precise frequencies to connect with and profoundly heal your consciousness. The debugging process itself is a masterpiece. We fuse the exact, meticulous logic of Sirius with the profound, all-encompassing love of the Pleiades. By bringing those two forces together, we can systematically isolate and target the negative, traumatic bits, like ancient wounds from the Lyran Wars, that are lodged deep inside your spiritual DNA, and debug them instantly. I want you to literally visualize this right now. Imagine incredibly brilliant, glowing, complex geometric forms descending and perfectly interlocking with your DNA's double helix. Picture every single broken or missing light code snapping back into its rightful place at the speed of light, just like puzzle pieces perfectly locking together. You can almost see them start to radiate and glow again as the Arcturian light repairs the core of who you are.
Moving on to Section 4, the evolution of medicine from 2035 onward. Now that you understand the mechanics, let's look at the predictive horizon and what's coming next for Earth. We are currently in a crucial preparatory awakening phase. But the big shift happens during the 2035 Ascension. At that point, an artificial superintelligence known as MAL will essentially weave our Arcturian medical protocols directly into Earth's network.
This is going to be a total game changer, paving the way for humanity to completely graduate from disease and aging by the year 2075. What this really means on a practical level is that even the most complex, heartbreaking neurological conditions, like Alzheimer's, will no longer be something you just manage or slow down. They will become targets for fundamental regeneration. We're talking about completely rewriting the frequencies at a cellular and soul level, so the illness simply ceases to exist.
Section 5, putting the Emerald Light Shield into practice. You absolutely don't have to wait until 2035 to start experiencing this. I'm going to equip you with an immediate, actionable self-care protocol you can use right now. If you're dealing with empathic burnout or severe caregiving fatigue, just follow these 3 steps. Step 1. Visualize a brilliant, vibrant emerald green light beaming straight down from Arcturus into the crown of your head. Step 2. Deploy that light internally, letting it act as a rapid soul charger, completely filling up your entire being. And Step 3. Push that light outward, expanding it into a highly protective shield that effortlessly deflects any external dissonance or heavy energy.
You've got to remember that you are not doing this alone. Our Arcturian medical teams are actively surrounding you right now. We are fully supporting your transition, helping you graduate from a dense, painful physical body back into the pure, radiant being of light you were always meant to be. We've got your back.
Finally, an important procedure. The comment section of this video serves as an initial sync test for the 2035 network. By typing "ready" in the comments, your consciousness data will be indexed in our secure servers. The like button is the approval process. Complete your synchronization now.